Greetings, this is Skylar Saunders Singh. What's current? Kendrick Lamar has made history. They said he's the first black man to make so much money on a concert tour so far. He was the first to break Eminem's streak of 9 million, over $9 million at his touring, and now he's become the first black man, as if that means anything. I don't know what that means, to achieve such a feat. It's congratulations to him. I don't care if he was black, white, brown, red, or yellow. He puts out great material. He's an excellent content creator. He has some of the best songs of the last 15 years. So I just have to give him his props, give him his support for the way he has put it down. He has a definite way of putting into the culture. All right, Bumba comes in and says, "Then Punjabs are turning Gaza into Zaza." I didn't even see that. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know what you're talking about. But if you explain for me, that'd be cool. Rottweiler says, "Trifling, trill figure Nick trigger." Okay, salute to you both. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, and he's on tour with SZA as well. The Grand National X tour, GNX tour. It's popping. He's popping like fish grease. You can't deny. You can't hate. You can't say, oh well, he just had to go at the top. He's only an underdog really in the Drake and the beef the feud between he and Drake. Oh, he's just getting it because he's an underdog, whatever the case may be. That's a bunch of bull to me. That's BS. He can stand on his own too. He's a man. He doesn't have to rely on people saying in the comment section. Well, it's just I mean, he literally is a little guy. He's only 5'5", but he's just the little guy in the fight. He's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog and all that mess, that you hear. But yeah. So I think he surpassed 11 million, something like that. But this is my whole issue here. I'm 5'11". I'm not 5'8", Rottweiler. But this is my whole issue here. My whole issue is the fact that he is being called the first black man. Why is he the first black man? Why does it even matter what color skin he is? I mean, we lose sight of that so much. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The content of your character, not the color of your skin." He clearly outlined that. He boldly said that. But we're so tied up in tribes and our collectives. Oh yeah, I'm black. I'm foundational black. I'm Black American. And that's cool. I consider myself a foundational Black American too. But at the same time, I don't go around saying, this is my tribe. This is what I'm down for. I cannot associate with anyone else or on some certain levels. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's just horrific. It's evil. To subscribe to the tribe. So I don't like, the idea of him being the first black man to ever have as many concert, dollars. I mean, that's cool if you want to say that, but I mean, why? Why say that? That's, what is your reasoning behind saying that? I mean, they put that in the post. I got that from hotnewhiphop.com. They put that in the post. They said, I'll try to find it. Let me see if I can find it. And no, I'm not talking about Diddy or Harvey Weinstein today. It's Friday. I just want to crash out. I'm not going to cuss, but I'm going to crash out and just talk about entertainment stuff. I'm looking for it right now. It says Kendrick Lamar checks off another record for highest grossing concert by black man. And the last black man to do it was The Weeknd. And I'm trying to remember if I think they have an obvious song together. I can't think of it though. I can't think of the song they have together. Excuse me. They have a song together, but I can't remember it. But anyway, I just want to talk about the blues too. The blues is the opposite hand. You gotta have one hand to watch the other. He's been sued by one of the makers of the song, one of the people that were sampled in the song "Like That" with Metro Boomin and Future, and it's just like, what can you do? I mean, you're nobody till somebody sues you. Right, while I says, "Yeah, keep Diddy out your mouth." No, Diddy's gonna stay in my mouth. Pause. That sounded really awful. That sounded really bad. No, Diddy's gonna stay on my radar screen. He's gonna stay on my radar screen. I'm definitely gonna check for him on my radar. But that sounded really bad. That was super pause moment right there. So anyway, Kendrick Lamar, he's the first black man to ever have so many concert ticket sales. Well, that's because of there's more people in the United States of America, and I think it's an international tour, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's definitely a national tour. Was it a national GNX incense for national? I think he literally meant it's a national tour. But I think it's beautiful. I think it's horrible that he's being sued. You know, he can't enjoy the fruits of his labor. You know, he can't enjoy the power that he wields with, his might as a performer and an MC. That's the part that troubles me. That's the part that really gets me, is the fact that you have all these good things going for him. He's got the Billboard records smashed. He's got the Grammys. He's got billions and billions of streams on all his music across the platforms: Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all these different entities, and he's still not being able to escape from being sued, being hounded. But I think he still continues on with the idea of him being a champion despite all that. As we can see, look at the ticket sales. I think it grossed 11.9 million, just by himself, a black man, whatever the hell that means. He just has. I mean, that's so sick and sad that we even have, because there were places in Africa, there are places in well, not just Europe, but still in Africa, that were people that were all white, and there were places in Africa where the people were all black, and there were no white people or black people there because they were just the same people. And that's when they mixed. And they're like, okay, now you're white, now you're black, now you're white. Okay, you got blue eyes and blonde hair, you got kinky hair and brown eyes and brown skin. That's how I have to differentiate you. That's how I have to categorize you. I have to put you in different baskets just because of hatred. Beautiful hatred. So that is the sticking point for me. And like I said in my title, I'm not talking about J. Cole. I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar. That's from a famous Twitter post, or infamous Twitter post from like 2015 or something like that. This woman said, "It's Friday and we're not playing any J. Cole." Because J. Cole's used to, he's not really like the party starter. He doesn't really get the crowd moving. He has some songs that can be, slaps at the party, at the function, at the bump, as people used to say back in my day. We used to call it a bump. I don't know if the kids still say that. What are the kids saying nowadays? But I think with Kendrick Lamar, he has a definite chance of being, definite hip hop royalty. He's already solidified his ticket as royalty on hip hop. I mean, that's why I used to get pissed at. I used to get pissed at people calling Elvis the king of rock and Michael Jackson the king of pop, and Madonna the queen of pop, and Aretha Franklin the queen of soul, and all these different royalty name monikers. They used to bother me. It used to really bother me, because I'm like, really, they don't earn anything. But this is different, in America especially, they earned the right to say those titles. So you can say that Kendrick Lamar is probably the prince of hip hop. I'm gonna say that he's the prince of hip hop, and Prince is the prince of funk. I guess you can say. I don't know, but and the king of funk is probably George Carlton. George Carlton. Excuse me. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. George Clinton. Excuse me. George Clinton. That's mad gay. You can't say gay in the comment section, and that was mad late. What are you talking about? You can't say GAY. You have to put GHEY. Is that true? I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can put it in. You saying gay? There isn't a prince of hip hop on King. Did you mean or King? I'll say the king of hip hop is definitely either Jay-Z or Eminem. I'm having a toss up. Somebody has to correct me. I want to say it's Jay-Z. I want to say it's Eminem. It's one of them. I think the king of hip hop is probably Eminem though. I'm leaning towards a lot on Eminem. Only King. Oh, there isn't a prince of Eminem is goated. A Too Slow fan. Salute to you, Too Slow fan. Thank you for coming through. I think this must be your first time. I don't think you've ever been in here before. Feel right at home. The water's warm. 444 was still Jigga. Okay. So what's your point, Rottweiler? Eminem kind of lost his style towards his later years. I think you're right on that. He didn't have as much. Yeah, Jay-Z is king. Okay. I can see that. I cannot see. Oh well, but I can see how Jay-Z is king. And that's what I like about it. At least in America, I used to be pissed off. I used to really not like that. I used to resent the idea of somebody being called a king or queen or something like that. In the United States of America, we don't have kings and queens. Eminem is over. Temple Guy 19, salute to you. I don't think you've been in here before. Salute to you, sir. Eminem is over. I think Eminem is rated. He's his top rated. He has some of the greatest hits. He has. You can feel at least 2 or 3 albums with him. Yay, new song is a banger. What is that? The cousin song? Are you talking about the cousin song, Bumba? What do you think of K Dot? I'm talking about K Dot right now. Too Slow fan. K Dot is I just called him the prince of hip hop. He's heir to the throne. He surpassed even Wayne in my idea. I always had basketball players. I say it like this. I say like, okay, Jay-Z is Michael Jordan, Eminem is Bird, Ye is Magic, Pusha T is Iverson. Just to give you a few hints. And I think Kendrick Lamar is Steph Curry. He just doesn't he doesn't for the most part he never misses. I mean, that's a weird way to say it. For the most part, he doesn't miss. Yeah, Bumba about his cousin? Are you talking about that? Nah, the HH one. What is HH? Is it just HH? K-Dot is a great artist. Credit to his production team as much as his bars. Yes, he is one of the best beat selectors ever. Like Nas could learn from him. Yeah, before Nas, understood, and everybody started a conversation around him saying Nas has some of the worst beats. But the reason why Nas said he had the worst beats is because he wanted to challenge himself. You can call BS on that. You can say, all right, okay, but I'll take the man's word for it. The one about Hitler is crazy. I don't even want to listen to that. I'm not even going to listen to that. Ye is not a factor anymore. He's relevant. He's in the news. He makes sure he makes a place in the news cycle, but overall he's completely tired, to say the least. He's tired. Ye's tweets are just too crazy. Yeah. He's on some other level. He's like, If you start off with pink polos and a backpack and talking about dropping out of school and all that, that was fine. Then he had his mother die, and he had the 808s and Heartbreak. That was cool. That was a good album. Wasn't a monumental piece of work, but it was a classic. Then you had his best work and one of the best works of any artist of any decade. I'll say it. It can stand up against any decade. I can say that. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a monumental piece of work. It just hits on so many levels. So I have to give him his credit on that. Yeah, it has a video with a bunch of African people in fur singing about Hitler. Wow. You know more than I know. I'm not looking forward to looking into that. I'm all right. You can keep that from me. I'm cool. Best Super Bowl halftime show that I've seen. I don't know. The ones I've seen from, I didn't see Michael Jackson's his show. He was just standing there like this with his arms out and the bandolier. I think that's how you say it. Is it a bandolier or something like that? Across his chest. He's just standing there making him wait. You got to make him wait sometimes. With the I think he had the glasses on. He had the perm, and he was just standing there, and he just rocked the crowd. It was crazy. That was in '93. I think I've seen not in its entirety, but Prince's Purple Rain performance when it started raining. That was just like coincidental, not because God saw fit that he should see some rain during his Purple Rain. I'm an atheist, so I won't really get into that. So, but I liked the 2002, I think it was, U2 Streets with No Name performance. They had the names of the people that died in 9/11. That I think was pretty, profound and stirring. Best Super Bowl performance was Maroon 5. Now you're trolling. His aura is too much. Yeah, his aura was crazy. His aura was wild. You disagree? Okay, we can. That's the best part about this whole thing. That's why we live in this country. We can disagree. We don't have to be robots programmed and say, "Oh, I have to agree with everything you say." Oh my God. But if you disagree, you disagree. But who was the best? The best, I would have to say, to be truthful, Beyonce in this era. Beyonce's one where she had the ladies in formation. That was spectacular. That was pretty cool. Oh, the Janet Jackson one when she popped out her little boobie. when the teat got free. I mean, who thought of that though? Who thought did they plan that out, or was that accidental, or was that whose idea was that? I don't know whose idea that was. Who came up with that play? Said, look, we're gonna get up there. You're gonna have this like pasty on, and Justin Timberlake's gonna rip it off, and he's gonna expose your breast. Oh my God, we see a breast. Oh, how terrible is that? But we can see people mutilated and gory scenes in the street. Oh yeah, that's just the news. It's fine. Whatever. This is what happens. But God forgives somebody sees a breast. Oh no. Oh. That's how disturbing our culture is. 21 Savage or Playboy Cardi? Playboy Cardi, I would say, more so than anyone. Playboy Cardi. I would definitely say Playboy Cardi. He sounds like he's like on death. He reminds me of it reminds me of Slayer or something like that. More so than Metallica or Megadeth. Slayer is like, using the Slayer, that's like, that'll wake you up. That'll keep you going. I used to listen to that when I was on the bike, exercising, doing, going hard, so I like that. Thank you, Tampa Guy 19. That's the truth. Violence is worse than sex. It's not even like it's worse than it. It's just in a totally different category, because you still have to do violence. Violence has to happen. You do violence, and obviously sex is a part of life, and it's part of being in the world. But yeah, but the attention that is afforded to violence over sex, I think, is very unhealthy in this country. It's very unhealthy. We're way too chaste. A lot of people say, Americans are um, Puritans in public and perverts in private. It shouldn't be that we should be perverts, but we should just be acknowledging sex itself as adults. Not, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as anyone under 18, but if you're over 18, you should be able to understand it. And maybe that's the reason why. I mean, it's not really sex. It wasn't. I mean, it was just a breast. It was just a breast. It wasn't like she was, squirting milk from it or something crazy, or he was licking from her breast or something like that. That would have constituted something that would have been very vulgar and very demeaning. But that's the case it is. So I got a few people in here. Make sure you hit up my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, because I just bought a lot of gear. I bought an iMac. I bought all this all for me, and then it translates for you. You. Okay. Favorite female artist. I have top five female artists. Number 5, MC Lyte. Number 4, Foxy Brown. Number 3, Lil Kim. Number 2, Eve. Number 1, Queen Latifah. And that fluctuates. That changes. But that's my female artist. Queen Latifah is my favorite female artist. Definitely without a question. I listened to Ye new song, and when I woke up, my bank account was closed. Dallas, appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, it goes back. I didn't say Nicki Minaj. See, sometimes Nicki Minaj creeps in there. Like she's usually like 4 or 5 or 4. But no, that's my list for female MCs. And that's funny how you said female artists. You didn't say NC. You said artists, and I guess we're talking about hip hop. But for artists, favorite artists is of course Aretha Franklin. And it's hard to say throughout the history. Oh my God, because it's shorter with hip hop, but if you expand the genres, the list gets a whole lot harder. I could say, what's her name? Hold on. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. You can say Diana Ross. So Sister Rosetta Tharpe, 5. Number 4 is Rosetta Diana Ross. Number 3, Donna Summer. Number 2, maybe Beyonce. I'm gonna say Beyonce number 2. Number 1, Aretha Franklin. That's my female artist list, because you didn't say MC, so I should have. I knew what you meant, I guess, before you said it. I think you meant like your favorite MCs, because we're talking about hip hop. So. But I think it's just amazing. Yo gotta do more reaction vids. You gotta pay me more money. If you pay me money, I'll do reaction vids, and because those don't come cheap. You gotta have enough bandwidth, to do reactions and stuff like that. But you send me money, I'll work on those reaction vids. Definitely too slow. Appreciate it. So hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Venmo, and we'll be in business. Who's we? We both broke. Well, you gotta get the hell out of here. If you broke, then you gotta keep you gotta kick rocks. You gotta keep it pushing. I don't deal with broke niggas. Broke niggas make me sick. I think I'm coming down with something. Broke niggas isn't around. But no, Kendrick Lamar, definitely Prince of hip hop right now. Prince of hip hop. He is the Prince of hip hop. There's no question. He's the Steph Curry, just like, the late great Kobe Bryant. that's what I relate to with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is Kobe Bryant of hip hop. And if you understand, the reason why I gave these different titles, it's like the reason why Jay-Z gave himself the idea, the Mike Jordan of recording, stuff like that. You can definitely follow with me on that level. But I think Kendrick Lamar being such a favorite. See, this is crazy because what are you talking about? Favorite album? Favorite rock album? Favorite hip hop album? Favorite what? Too slow. Slow fan. It's an interesting name. Like ever. Okay. Huh. It might have to be Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, that just when I first heard that whole album, it just blew me away. I didn't understand how great. I'm probably gonna bite my words and like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I think it's Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and a lot of people will say that too. I mean, it's been on. I think it's still on the charts after over 50 years. Like ever. Okay, mine is To Pimp a Butterfly. Okay, that's not a bad choice. Pimp a Butterfly is a strong effort, very strong effort. I can agree with you on that. But ever is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. No question about that. No question about that. So it's probably my favorite. It's definitely my favorite rock album. Um, it even it goes over Rush's Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures. Oh, here we go. All right. Sorry, but I got to go to sleep right now. Okay, good. You check out Two Soul Fans. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Mr. Rick James, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time we are getting ready for some Black Knowledge, hosted by Ayn Rand follower Sir Skylar Saunders. Sees he's going into the looking glass, and we're gonna have a good time. Salute to you, Mr. I was talking about Troy, Mr. Rick James. You brought in somebody yesterday. I can't remember his name. To be honest with you, you brought in somebody. Put his name up. Salute that man. He said Rick James brought me here. So whoever you told somebody, and that's why you have a wrench right now. You've never given me a red cent, but you gave me people. Yes, Michael Nolan. Yes, thank you. Salute to Michael Nolan. Yes. I don't know if it's out yet or if they I haven't seen it either way. If they have released it, the Paul Rubin. It's not Paul Rubin documentary. I don't think it's more so about the Pee Wee character. So I have to still see that. He's a great garrot man. He's black and at heart, fact, white boy in America. Salute to you both. I appreciate that. I appreciate that though. So I got a subscription for that. He subbed yesterday, so I appreciate it. I'm getting closer to 1,000. Now I just got to work on getting my views up so I can get my watch hours, up to 4,000. But I do appreciate that, Mr. Rick James. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about him being one of the best to ever do it, the Prince of Hip Hop. I'm giving him that title right now. The king is on his throne. I say Eminem. I'm gonna say now. I'm hating. I'm gonna say Eminem is the greatest hip hop artist because it's like Bird and Jordan were like they're on another level. Like Bird didn't miss. Jordan didn't miss. They knocked each other. I think both of them knocked each other out of the playoffs at one point or another. So they definitely have some kind of connection there. Rick James says Kendrick is one of the worst ever to do it. Fact. What worst ever to do what, sir? Not a Kendrick fan. I totally disagree with you, sir. Never was, never will be. Why not? What is it that rubs you the wrong way? Is his lyricism that's not great? Is it his his cadence? Is it his beat selection? What is it that says that you don't mess with Kendrick Lamar? What is it, sir? He's got some of the worst bars in the game. Fact. Okay, so what are those? Give me an example of one of the bars that is so terrible. I'm really digging into you, Rick James. Pause. But yeah. So Kendrick Lamar is on that. He's on somewhere. If he's not in the Mount Rushmore, he's in a memorial on the Washington Mall. He's got a memorial, for his genius. He's a genius. He's a hip hop genius. He is definitely a hip hop genius. There's no question about that. We disagree, sir. We disagree, Sir Rick James. We disagree. Garbage bars. What are the bars though? What? Give me an example of a garbage bar. I'll give you an example of just a hot line he has. All my life I has to fight, nigga. All my life I'm up and you up and we gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? He sings about his pee like Eiffel Tower. Oh, I wanna, yeah, I know, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember what song that is, but yeah, that's funny. Horrible. Oh my god. So you're more like I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl that I knew I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'1" Impala. Is that the kind of rap you like, Rick James? I tell him skedaddle, skeebo, skabobble. That's more your speed, sir. My favorite is Missy Elliott. In fact, she's not the greatest rapper. Not. She's one of the best commercial art. I mean that in a double entendre. She's a commercial artist, meaning she sold millions of records, but her commercials, her music videos are like amazing. They're just off the charts great. She has excellent ability to execute on those music videos. She's like Busta Rhymes. She's like Ludacris. She's like so many others that made extraordinary, visuals. But they're commercials. Let's not commit, treason and say that they're art. They're to sell the songs. She's known for her poetry. Yeah, what poetry? Night don't die. Is that poetry? Maybe on your sofa. Before you come over, and I need to shave my cha. You do or you will or won't cha. Go downtown and eat it like a vulture. Ugh. No thanks. I didn't sign up for that. Bummer says Star about to go live. Call in. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that after the. I mean, I'm gonna let this show ride off into the hour, and when this hour's over, I'm probably gonna call in. She had a great commercial with murderer Alec Baldwin. He's not a murderer, sir. Let's be very clear on my platform, saying Alec Baldwin is not a murderer. It was an accidental case. He can't be tried for it ever. He's talking about the man. What? He's talking about the Mammy statue in New York. Oh yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about that, but I didn't want to get to it. Yeah. This is gonna be a fun show. I can't wait. He killed a pregnant woman point blank. I don't know. I don't remember her being pregnant, but he may have ended her life, but he didn't murder her. Just because you in someone's life doesn't mean you murdered. He didn't even get manslaughter charge. It was completely accidental. And that's just, we're going to talk about that for a few seconds because we're going to talk about that for a little while. So many movies have we seen, thousands, literally thousands, with machine guns, Uzis, shotguns, all kinds of different weaponry and firearms. They check them over and over and over again, make sure that there's nothing that is lethal within the chamber, and that is ridiculous. I think it's completely ridiculous how this might have been a setup. I'm just, that's a conspiracism. I know I'm a conspiracism guy now, but I think it was all set up. I think it was a great setup because thousands of movies, TV shows, everything plays, everything gets checked thousands of times, not thousands of times, but dozens of times over to make sure that nothing is. And he didn't even pull the trigger. He pulled the hammer back, and the hammer triggered the mechanism for it to fire. Rich James says the fact that Harvey Weinstein is dying behind bars, but a murderer like Alex Baldwin walks out scot-free getting McDonald's for his grandma, that shows how sick of a society we live in. Fact. I disagree with you, sir. Harvey Weinstein, we're not going to go into him in detail, but I'll just address him since you brought him up. He's a vicious, ugly, disgusting, disturbing human being, and he deserves to rot. And that's my point. But my question always is, should he be free? They're doing a retrial. Is there going to be another retrial for the California case? I don't know. But Kendrick Lamar, let's go back to be on topic. Kendrick Lamar is a monumental artist. He's not just a classic, he's just a cool guy. Like, he's top tier. He's a top tier artist. He broke the records for the Super Bowl. He broke the records for, a diss song. He broke the records, for a tour. That's extraordinary. And he was successful before all of this. He had millions of dollars in the bank. He had multiple albums. The first rapper and the first non-jazz or classical art musician to ever achieve the status of Pulitzer Prize in history. That's extraordinary. Nobody else can claim that. Not yet. Nobody else can say it. It's not a pop singer. It's not a funk singer. Not a rock singer. Nobody rock. Not even like Bob Dylan or something like that. He won the Nobel Prize before he won the Pulitzer. So it was set up. The word on set is that Eyeball got into a heated argument with the woman 20 minutes prior to the shooting. Fact. Okay, I'm not sure if that's a fact or not, but if you say so, that's just your allegation. Just like how the Los Angeles fires were set up to destroy the Diddy evidence. Fact. That is complete conspiracism. Rick James, thank you for your conspiracisms. They help out the show. They're the detritus that helps the show grow. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for being very subjective. I mean, they're not even objective conspiracisms. I don't even know if that's possible. Can you have an objective conspiracism? But yeah, so Kendrick Lamar is definitely one of the best to ever do it. The first black man to ever have so much money for a concert. Who cares? What? Oh, he's black. Content of character. He has a great character. He has morals, ethics, virtues, and values. And they are expressed through his songs. I may not agree with everything he says, but he has a stance that shows that he is capable of showing himself to be a worthy individual. I don't remember who he's. You gotta look it up yourself. You gotta start the Googling yourself, sir. You gotta Google yourself. Rick James. But it's a female. It's a I don't even want to start. You gotta look it up. You gotta look it up. I think with you know Kendrick Lamar's prowess on the microphone, and his juice. He's got the juice now, man. You got the juice now, man. Like he's got the juice. And he's one of those artists now that doesn't have to do anything. They could just live off their residuals for the rest of their life. But he chooses the art. He chooses to make great music because he enjoys his work. That's another thing in this country that is like, because we all want to go back to Eden for some reason. We all want to go back to Eden for some reason. I'm trying to figure it out. We go back to Eden and we say, "Oh well, look at that. I mean, gosh darn, they didn't have to work. They had their, they're covered up, and there's no sex, and they just have all the fruit and food available to them. Let's go back to Eden. Let's go back to Eden. I mean, it's disgusting. The Garden of Eden, yes, it's disgusting. We don't value. Well, I gotta go to work. I gotta. I mean, and they'll do their job. They'll do their job well, but they'll resent it at the same time, and they'll criticize other people for not doing their job well. But at the same time, they're resenting the whole process. But I think Kendrick Lamar, sincerely enjoys doing his work. He enjoys being a part of the system. He enjoys that. He really likes it. Rick James says, when you've got a job to do, you've got to do it well. You've got to give the other fella hell. I don't even know where that's from. That's a line that I'm not even sure. Excuse me, I'm sure about. Who is that, Rick James? I don't even know who that is. It sounds like some Run DMC stuff, though. I don't know. Oh, that's the Great Missy Elliott. Okay. I don't know. All I know is that she goes, is your for me being that you go like she's not the greatest rhymer or rapper or singer in the world, but she does have great commercials or music videos. But Kendrick Lamar, the first black man ever to surpass the amount of ticket sales than any other one in the world, especially, and the next was The Weeknd with 9 million, and Kendrick Lamar was 11 million. That's beautiful. I think that's great. I think that's a wonderful, reality that we live in, that we're able to reap benefits off our work. We do great work. I mean, there's people that this is the thing. You look at Beyonce. People are dressing up like cowgirls and stuff like that, putting on cowgirl hats and big boots they can't fit in. they can't fit into the boots. But they said, yeah, I'm going to Cowboy Carter. Yeah, I'm doing that, girl. Yeah. But Beyonce is struggling to sell tickets these days. Is she really? Give me a link. Give me a link. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I like Cowboy Curtis better. What's Cowboy Curtis? I don't even think I've heard of that before. Cowboy Curtis. Is that from Pee Wee's Playhouse? Cowboys Curtis? Are you talking about from Pee Wee's Playhouse? Cowboy Curtis? Lawrence Fishburne's character? Is that who you're talking about, sir? I knew it. Yep. I remember. Yep. Lawrence Fishburne. Yep. Okay. Thanks for that. Let me see. Hopefully it won't. Yeah. Thank you for the link. Wow, I didn't know that. She must not be doing all that great, but that could be just one particular. I'm not trying to cape for her, but I'm just trying to say that could be just for a few particular spots. I'm not sure. She could be going down in flames. I don't know, but I appreciate that link, Rick James. Thank you for that. I spit only facts. Fact. That's great. So once we really delve into how significant Kendrick Lamar's run is, and it's not over. That's the best part. It's not. He's gonna make even more money. He's gonna try to make double that. He's gonna try to get $22 million. That's like crazy anyway. Because they never say who's the white man, the first white man to ever. It's goofy. They don't never say that, but they say the first black man to ever have so many tickets sold in a concert. Like Kendrick and SZA would make a great couple. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I think they work great professionally. I don't know if they would. They obviously wouldn't make it, romantic. That I know of on the surface. I have no idea what their personal lives are like, but to my understanding, that they're professionals working together as opposed to professionals in a romantic relationship. I think that's the reason why. But I just think this is just a monumental, very great, good, wordful statement to the world that Kendrick Lamar, no matter the color of his skin, but the content of his character, the content of his wordplay, of his stage presence, of his ability, which is, I don't think his stage presence is all that great, but I mean, just the fact that he sold out so many arenas and sold out so many tours, that's extraordinary. I mean, Jay-Z didn't do that. Tupac didn't do that. Biggie didn't do that. Eminem, he did, but he got surpassed by who? Kendrick Lamar. They probably that's different. I have no idea any thoughts about that. I have no clue whether that's even true. Rick James says they probably fool around backstage. Stardom life, yeah. But I just think it's great, just the fact that he is able to do that. He might slap around. I don't know anything about that. Now you're talking cross, Rick James. You're talking cross. But it's still amazing to have somebody that is of his caliber. Yeah, and he's got the laughing. It reminds me of SpongeBob. I don't know why that little green laughing face. It reminds me of SpongeBob because it's square, but he doesn't have any pants or anything like that, or arms or legs. But this reminds me of SpongeBob. But anyway, yeah, Prince of Hip Hop, Kendrick Lamar. He can't lose. Although the blues come in saying, we gotta sue you, we gotta slow you down. You're nobody till somebody sues you. He was never sued by Drake. A lot of people confuse that. He was never sued by Drake. Drake sued Universal Music Group, UMG, which Kendrick Lamar is technically his label mate. This is how goofy this whole story is. He's technically his label mate, and he sued him. He sued the company, Universal Music Group, as opposed to directly suing him. So this is one of Kendrick Lamar's first or only lawsuits, I think. Is it because he's successful? Yes. That's envy, no question. I mean, there could be a legitimate case, for him to be sued. I'll give him that much. It could be a legitimate case for him to have some kind of a lawsuit brought up against him. But I just think that's just amazing in itself. The fact that he has a lawsuit brought up against him at the same time as he sold out all these different tours, that's extraordinary. And what is his team like? Are they just like laughing like, "Oh, we got this. We'll chip him off for a few $100,000 or something like that, and keep it moving." Because they're talking about how a sample of a song was used in Like That, and they're suing multiple states. I think they're suing Barry White estate as well. It's just so part of the game. If you're successful, prepare to be crucified. See, success is like crucified. See Judas, see Jesus, see Judas, see Caesar, see Brutus. That's Jay-Z. That's what it is. You can't have it all. You can't just be, because people are going to be envious and spiteful and hateful and say, "Oh, we got to tear him down. He's too high up. He's got to be torn down to a level, to a size. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I can't deal with it." So I would say with Kendrick Lamar, he definitely is on his perch. He's on he's on his own timetable. He's on his own time. He's on a CP time, color people time. And that's another thing too with names. He's the first black man. Why didn't they say colored man or Negro man or something like that? All those terms are old school. They're still around. They're still around, and they won't say nigger. They won't say nigger. There are so many other names: stovepipe, spear chucker, Mulan, Mooly, Mulayan, amongst a whole list of others, tar baby, whatever the case may be. Tar baby has a lot of interesting ideals behind it as well. It was used to put Moses's little basket together. It was prized. It was used as some of the best tools for making things. So tar baby was a term of endearment, like I think people say nigga. It really is. But if you say nigger, oh my God! If you say nigga in certain circumstances, you could be accosted or even killed. It's depending on your skin tone. I mean, it's how ridiculous we are in our society. We're just so backwards. It's so unbelievably challenging to even break through with all these ideals. It's very hard. It's very challenging. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. We can break through all this. And Kendrick Lamar is a shining example of that. He uses the word nigger. He uses nigger a lot. He puts it all together. So I think he needs to expand his vocabulary. Well, I don't think he says it nigger, 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 but he uses it in the context of whatever song he's using it in. I think he has a great vocabulary. He has one of the best vocabularies in hip hop. He's not the one. Tupac said that he will spark the brain that will change the world. Well, I'll say that Kendrick Lamar has done that already, but I'm next in line to continue that. I'm going to spark the brain that's going to change the world through Ayn Rand and objectivism. There's going to be billions of objectivists across the world. I'm saying this now. We have 8 billion people in the world. There's going to be 7 billion at least, or maybe even 8 billion, objectivists one day. And this seems like hyperbole. This is like, oh my God, he's talking crazy. He's talking to a lot of people. But I can see it happening. It took Christianity 40 years to register in the minds of most people, have it spread throughout the world, the nations. I think it's been, let me see, that was after his death. It's been 40 years since, no, excuse me, 43 years since Ayn Rand's death. So it's not like it's impossible. It could be 50 years, could be 100 years, could be, I may be dead, but I'm planting the roots. I'm planting the seeds for it to take root. Yes, it is a new camera. This is my MacBook. This has more power. It has better clarity and better sharpness. I have better lighting. I told y'all, I'm not kidding. I said I'm gonna get a new MacBook by the end of the year, but I said tariffs are gonna be crazy. You know that iPhone that usually comes out in September? Watch it be like $2,500. Watch it. It's gonna be something serious. That iPhone is gonna be a problem. Yeah, I'm in a totally different zone right now. Totally different zone. Had to adjust the hat a little bit. I just bought my granddaughter the iPhone 4. Ooh, on eBay for $75. That's nice. Nice. Good. That's good. How old is your granddaughter? Is she like 12 or 15 or 18? Asking out of respect. She's 24. Oh, okay. Great. That's cool. 24. Great. I know you're a happy grandpappy. Happy grandpappy. Her first phone she was using the BlackBerry. I know what you mean, the BlackBerry. The N is right next to the B. The BlackBerry. Yeah, BlackBerry was the go-to phone. Everybody was using it. They called it the Crackberry. Everybody was using it. They found that to be the phone du jour, the phone of the day. All the way up to about 2009, 2010, and definitely 2011. I bought my first iPhone in 2011 on accident, really. If my phone didn't break, I would have still had that phone for another few years, probably. Or at least a few months. But my phone broke, and I was like, damn, I got a new one. And I found out a young lady at the AT&T store at the, what is it called? Was it the Exton Mall or the Downingtown Mall? One of those, Exton or Downingtown. And I think it was Exton. And we became boyfriend and girlfriend. So that was cool. She set up my phone. She put on the different movies and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was great. TV shows put on Star Trek. It was crazy. That was wild. For some reason, what we had is a whole hour now. I appreciate everybody for coming to. Yes, it was very good time. She was good people. She was good people. But especially Rick James for riding with me this long, for introducing me to Michael Nolan. I want to make sure I said that. Michael Nolan, I appreciate that tremendously. This is what you can do. If you do not want to contribute money, because Rick James has never contributed a red cent to this game, but he's had multiple people, even people that we don't even associate with anymore. And I appreciate all his efforts. I appreciate who else is in here? Bumba, Too Slow Fan, Tampa guy. I appreciate all of you. Rottweiler was in here. So I thank you very much for stopping by on a Friday. This is like a crash out time, so I appreciate it. So thank you very much, and I will see you all sometime probably tomorrow. Thank you very much again. Take care. Salute.